Hello everyone, Angel here with TIE Fighter Total Conversion Reimagined Let's Play Mission 2, or rather Training Mission 2. Today it's going to be the TIE Interceptor. We will learn about inspecting craft, wingman controls, and how to use the other monitors on your left and right hand side of your screen. So this expands upon the first TIE Fighter mission, training mission, throwing more complex things at you, as I said, wingman management, and looking at the various other information displays at your disposal. It's a bit more in-depth than the original TIE Fighter was. The original TIE Fighter obviously had different screens. You had the goal screen. He also had the threat display screen, which doesn't exist in X-Wing Alliance. Something I actually kind of miss. I miss actually being able to see the sort of more details of what's going on with a ship. You can see whether it's firing its lasers, if it's targeting its torpedoes. The CMD does give you some of this information, but yeah, I kind of miss that display.
It does not have shields,
but the information displays on the side actually give you extra information, like a list of friendlies, list of enemies in the field with you, damage report. There's also obviously the damage report screen in the original TIE Fighter, and more refined wingman controls, so you can actually order your individual wingman to do different things and more specific things than the shortcuts would generally allow. When you tell your wingman to attack a target, generally, when you press Shift A or whatnot, it tells all of the wingmen to do that.
You will learn how to use your
but you can actually refine these controls. I don't actually really go into that in this tutorial. It's pretty advanced, and I honestly don't use them that much, if at all, really, because I find I'm just spending too much time concentrating on what number do I need to press on to tell them to do certain things. So I tend to just throw all my wingmen at one target while I do something else.
Once found, transports will be dispatched to disable and board the offending vessel. However, don't expect this to go down without a fight. Several enemy craft.
So these map briefings, they are an absolute pain in the arse to do,
and make effective use of your wingmen.
It's fairly easy to do it if it's just static, but I like to animate them, make them seem a bit more fluid, so you can get a better grasp of the tactics or what you're supposed to do in the mission.
Enter the simulation.
But to actually animate them is basically a keyframe by keyframe sort of thing that you do within the editor, and it doesn't matter which editor you use, either Allied or Yogmi. They're both a pain in the ass. One of the most tedious aspects of actually mission building is creating those mission briefings. It can take anywhere between 20 minutes, half an hour to an hour or so to actually make them each. Sometimes a bit longer, especially if I'm doing a lot of complex movements of icons. Yeah, it's a cumbersome interface to actually use, but that's what we got. So I have to say, the TIE Interceptor is probably one of my favourite TIE craft. I just think it's a cool looking design. It looks like it means business. I know the TIE Advanced is kind of an evolution of the TIE Interceptor in terms of its design and function. But I've always had a bit of love for the TIE Interceptor more than the TIE Advanced. Yeah, it's just a cool looking ship. And don't actually use it all that. You don't get to fly it all that often, either in the classic or reimagined campaigns. I did actually, for 1.2, swap out one of the missions. I think it's Battle for Mission 3, I want to say. You fly a TIE bomber in that, but you have to stop a huge fleet of Y-Wings from attacking a Habine facility. But the mission just felt slow and cumbersome. TIE bombers are not meant for dogfighting, and I just decided this doesn't really make sense. And there are TIE Interceptors in the mission, so I decided to swap it around and have you fly a TIE Interceptor instead. And it's a lot more fun to fly that than a TIE bomber, because let's be honest, TIE bombers are not fun to fly. At least not for me, speaking personally.
On your right hand side is your mission goal display. On your left is your in-flight message log display. Both displays.
So you can hear me there giving detailed instructions on how to use the different screens, information displays.
Keys to toggle between different information displays. This includes a damage report, active flight groups, and additional wingman commands.
You can see their flight commands on the left hand side. This is where you would give extra orders to your wingman. call for reinforcements and whatnot.
Your inspection.
As I said already, I prefer to use the shortcuts for just throwing all your wingmen at certain targets.
Keep your distance.
But, you know, the game gives you the option of micromanaging your wingmen if you want to. I just don't think it's the most efficient way to do it. Now, container transports usually fire at you, but in this case, again, to make things easier, I did not let them do that. They have no lasers flagged to them, so that you can fire at them and they will not fire back at you. Makes the job easier for the transports as well. But yeah, we've established that it's quite easy to inspect things. The briefing actually says, you know, you have to fly within 300 meters. But this range is actually quite variable. It depends on the size of the target. So if it's a shuttle, then you have to get pretty close, like within 100, 200 meters. If it's a starship, like a cruiser or a Star Destroyer, then you don't have to get all that close, you know, 500, 600 meters, and then you can inspect it.
Select either an enemy.
But yeah, once this is done, you find this is a setup basically for the first proper mission where you inspect freighters and find contraband, and then get attacked by rebels trying to defend it. So this is essentially what this mission is, but done in a more controlled environment, I'd say. The other thing this mission will attempt to teach you is torpedo behaviour and how to sort of deal with bombers and torpedoes in general, which is something TIE Fighter didn't teach you to do. It's something that I feel is actually quite important as a game mechanic in Reimagined, particularly because of the amount of torpedoes that get thrown about in the larger battles.
This is 4, engaging your target.
Little artifact there. You might just notice it on the sort of side there. I honestly don't know why that happens. It's been a bug since for as long as I can remember, where, and there it goes again, you just see this kind of weird artifact from the laser fire come off the ship, where it's kind of stretching a laser bolt somehow. Really should bring that up with Blue Max at some point. See if there's a possible fix for that in the future.
Take 1, keep your distance.
A-Wings. Everybody loves A-Wings.
Just jumped in. It's heading straight for you. Press the E key to target.
I didn't want to throw A-Wings with missiles at you just yet, especially in an unshielded craft, so A-Wings with missiles you deal with in the 4th tutorial mission with the gunboat.
This is 4.
But I wanted to give you... Here's an A-Wing. It's attacking you. Deal with it. And sort of gives you your first taste of how A-Wings fly. At least in an interceptor, dealing with an A-Wing is not really that much of a problem. And again, this kind of depends on the AI skill. If you put it on the much higher levels, they're a pain in the ass to kill, but it can be done. I honestly often find the best strategy with them is to just try and get some shots off on the first head-on engagement before they start shooting you. You can get some good shots in and damage them. And they're fairly weak. Once you get at least 3 or 4 good 4 laser shots and then they die. And sometimes your wingmen just do the job for you.
Another bandit down.
Okay, so this is the torpedo training.
Looks like they're targeting the platform.
The platform is not going to get destroyed by this group. It's too tanky. They don't have enough firepower to do that. But saying that, the platform is not going to defend itself either. So this is entirely just meant to show you torpedo behaviour and try and teach you how to deal with them. Because some missions do require you to really shoot down some torpedoes to save a target, or at least reduce the incoming fire. whilst your wingmates or you can deal with the bombers.
By destroying as many as you can before they reach their target, you can make the difference between survival and destruction.
It's actually quite hard sometimes to, when I'm designing a mission and it's a bigger battle and there are lots of torpedoes flying about, I don't want the player to just be exclusively having to shoot down torpedoes. It was something I struggled with in the early design attempts.
One attacking craft.
Because although I'm pretty good at shooting down torpedoes, I found other people were not as good at shooting down torpedoes and were struggling with the mission as a result. So it's a fine balancing act.
This is 4, engaging your target.
I do want it to be a factor that combination of shooting down torpedoes and shooting down the bombers being a priority for the player in certain missions, and in other missions you don't have to worry about it because you're more dealing with superiority against actual fighters or dealing with other capital ships, and it's more of a background thing with a torpedo fire. And we'll come to that in Battle 2, Mission 5. If not that, then something else. And there we go. Mission complete.
Excellent job, Gamma 1. All enemy craft eliminated. Excellent. The last wave of enemy Y-Wings have been eliminated. You may now return to the
I
platform.
might actually have to reorientate the platform here because it's the docking platform is at an odd angle. It's not actually possible to have all three hangars on these platforms become a dockable point. The game only allows us to do one. So recently, with the most recent update, you can see the force fields are either blue for the dockable ones and red for the non-dockable ones. And there's also landing lights as well, to trying to indicate where the player has to go, because some players were having trouble finding which hangar to dock from.
Ability to inspect unknown craft to determine the contents of their cargo bays, and learned how to use your wingmen in combat.
So yes, that was the Training Mission 2, TIE Interceptor, and next time it'll be the TIE Bomber, everyone's favourite craft next to the assault gunboat. Until next time, good hunting.